Some unexplained encounters leave behind a story, some leave behind fear, and a very small number leave behind something tangible, a trace that can be held, tested, and argued over. That's why the Peter Khoury hair sample encounter continues to surface decades later, not because it's proven, but because it refuses to disappear. The account comes from Peter Khoury, a Lebanese Australian man living in Sydney. In the early hours of July 23, 1992, Khoury reported waking in his bedroom to find two unusual women close to him. He described them as pale, fur-haired, and profoundly unsettling, communicating without words in a way he could not explain. What followed, he said, was confusion, panic, and a brief physical struggle. Then, just as suddenly, the experience ended. He was alone again. Regardless of interpretation, experiences like this leave a mark. Not just because of what might have happened, but because of what comes afterward. Trying to make sense of something no one else witnessed. Questioning your own memory. And wondering whether speaking at all will make things worse. Khoury's case became known for one specific detail. He claimed that after the encounter, he discovered strands of light-coloured hair on his body. Hair that did not belong to him and had no obvious explanation. Instead of discarding it, he kept it. That decision is why this case stands apart, because hair can be examined, tested, and challenged. Years later, the hair was reportedly subjected to forensic analysis. According to the case literature, the results indicated human DNA, though described as unusual or difficult to interpret within the context of Khoury's account. Supporters view this as rare physical evidence linked to an encounter claim. Skeptics point to more conventional explanations: contamination, chain of custody issues, or an ordinary source unrelated to anything extraordinary. And because full laboratory documentation has never been widely released for independent review, the debate remains unresolved. This is where restraint matters. There is no confirmed proof of a non-human encounter. There is no definitive debunking that explains every detail either. What can be said with confidence is this: Peter Khoury reported an experience he believed was real. A hair sample was claimed to exist and had been examined, and interpretations of that evidence continue to divide opinion. When a case leaves behind a trace, but not a conclusion, what matters more, the evidence itself, or the human cost of carrying the unanswered question? The Peter Khoury hair sample encounter sits in an uncomfortable space, not proven, not easily dismissed. A story balanced between testimony and material trace, and a reminder that sometimes the most enduring mysteries aren't built on spectacle, but on the smallest details and the long shadows they leave behind.